All right, recording is on. Please mute yourself and turn off your videos. If you have any doubts, you can put them into the chat box. I'll definitely look at them and I will answer them. Okay. So, hello everyone. Welcome to Infinite Floating Stocks. And today I'll be taking you through the basics of stock market. Like I'll be explaining them from the very scratch level. Okay. I'll be taking you from the very small level to advanced level. Okay. So yes, let's start. And yeah, Warren Buffett. I think everyone in the meeting knows who is Warren Buffett. Okay. So he is an American investor and he is among top 10 richest persons in the world. Okay. So he was in top 5 positions, but recently Ambani overtook him and yes, he is in top 10 now. He is the top 10 richest persons among the world. And this is I like this quote so much. Uh, Without passion, you don't have energy, and without energy, you have nothing. So yes, I like this quote very much, and I'm hoping that yeah, you guys joined our meeting. I mean, you are very enthusiastic to know about stocks. You have some passion about knowing all these things. So that is the reason I have put this quote on my slides. Okay. All right. Introduction. So what is stock market? Can anyone tell what is stock market? You can write down your views in the chat box. Before I am explaining, yes, you can write if anyone knows anything about the stock market, can unmute and talk also. You can unmute and you can talk or you can write them down. Where we buy stocks and sell. Yes, that's right. No problem. I'll explain this with very simple example. Okay. So what is stock market? Don't look at the slides. First, I will explain. So imagine that compare stock market with vegetable market. Okay. So vegetable market is very similar to stock market. In vegetable market, we go to the market, we buy vegetables with our money. What do we do? I repeat, we buy vegetables with our money. Okay. With the exchange of our money, we give money to the vendors and we buy vegetables. In the same way, in stock market scenario, we buy stocks of different companies with the exchange of our money. It's that simple. Okay. It's a market. It's just like a vegetable market or it's just like a supermarket where we go, we buy with the exchange of our money. Okay. That's it. So yeah, when we buy something, ownership comes to us, right? When we buy tomatoes from the vegetable market, now we'll become the owners of the market, owners of the 1 kg tomatoes which we have bought. In the similar way, when you buy some stocks from some company, you will get some ownership. You will be the owner for those stocks. Okay. You will get, if you buy like 10 percentage of stocks of some company, that means you will get 10 percentage ownership of that company. You will be the owner for that 10 percentage of the company. If the company performs well, if the stock price increases, if the company performs well, the stock price also increases. That means your 10 percentage investment will also increase and give you profits. Okay. So it's simple. It's like a vegetable market where we go and buy vegetables, but in stock market we go and we buy stocks with the exchange of our money. Okay. It's just a place. It's just a market, just like a vegetable market. Hope I'm very clear. If 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 I'm if my explanation is good and if you if you are good with the explanation, please type yes. If you have any doubts, you can ask. What is stock? Okay, no worries. I'll explain you that. All right. Chalo. So stock market, it's like a vegetable market where we buy and sell shares of companies by paying money. Okay, and it's the fight between buyers and sellers. Okay, I'll explain this line after half an hour. Okay, because once we are, I mean, moving forward, I'll explain you why I call it as a fight between buyers and sellers. Okay. And buyers try to buy at low price and sell at high price. Okay. Imagine you went to vegetable market. What do? The vendor says that he will sell tomatoes at 30 rupees. But what we do, we try to bargain and ask him, we bargain and we try to buy them at low price. We ask them to give it us for 20 rupees only or 25 only, because we are the buyers, so we want to buy at low price. Okay. That applies to the stock market as well. Okay. So buyers try to buy at low price because like we bargain with the vendors in vegetable market, that scenario applicable to stock market as well. Buyers try to buy at low price and sell them at high price. And sellers, in this scenario, sellers are in our vegetable market scenario, sellers are vendors. Okay. They try to sell at high price. They eventually do that. Okay. Imagine if they sell at 30 rupees or 40 rupees for 1 kg tomatoes, that means they try to sell at high price because they want more profits. Okay. So sellers try to sell at high price and buy back at lower price. Don't worry. Moving forward, you will be, I mean, you'll be getting more examples and you will be getting more terms knowing, and yes, you will be comfortable. Okay. And yes, this is very important part of our slide, of this slide. So why do companies put stocks in share market? Okay. It's very simple. Imagine that uh, there is someone who wants to open a company. I request everyone not to look at the slides. First, listen to my explanation and then look at the slides. Okay. That will give you more understanding. Your understanding will be great if you do that. Just listen to me first, then look at the slides. Okay. And yes, why do companies put stocks in the share market? It's very simple. Imagine a person who wants to start a company, or who wants to put a stall, or who wants to open a new showroom, or imagine he wants to start a business. So for that business, he calculated that he needs 10 crore to, imagine, he needs 10 crores to start a business. So eventually that person won't be having 10 crores to start the business, but he is very passionate enough to start the business. So in this scenario, uh, that person can go to SEBI. SEBI is nothing but SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India. SEBI is, I repeat, SEBI. SEBI is Securities Exchange Board of India. So in this scenario, the person wants to start the business and he needs 10 crore to start the business. He don't have 10 crores to start the business. So in this scenario, he can go to SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India, and he can he can talk to SEBI, and he can put his stocks to the market. He can put, I mean, he can raise funds for the business. Okay. He has a possibility of raising funds for the business. Now, I'll explain this with other examples. See, companies need huge money to run their business. Now look at the slide. Companies need huge money to run business, so they release shares which will help retailers. Retailers are nothing but us, the public. Retailers are public, to buy shares, and by selling those shares, companies make money to operate and develop their business. Okay, like I said, one person needs 10 crore to start a business, but he doesn't have 10 crores to start the business. So he will start raising funds from the public. He'll start raising funds from the public, from retailers. Okay. To do that, he need to get a permission from SEBI. Okay. Once he get permission from the SEBI, he will distribute shares of his company to the public, and public buys those companies. I mean, public buys those shares with the exchange of money. So they will give money, and they buy the shares of the company. So while in this process we are giving money, so that person utilizes this money of the public and start a business. And yes, if the business works good, Yeah, if the business is in good profits, then yes, eventually we gave the money to that person, right? So eventually we'll earn profits if the business goes in a good direction. If it goes in wrong direction, or if the business comes out to be a big failure, then we'll be in the losses. Am I clear? Can you please type yes if you're clear with why companies put stocks in share market? All right. If anyone has any doubt, you can also put that doubt in the chat box. I'll definitely read. Apologies for the interruption. Are these sessions being recorded? Yes, yes. We are recording the sessions. All right. Moving on to next slide. What is initial public offering and what is follow on public offer? Okay. It's simple. Initial public offering is called IPO, which is nothing but, I just explained that for a person to start a business, he needs 10 crore, right? So he go to SEBI, and when he gets permission from the SEBI, so the stocks will be released to the general public. So that type of releasing stocks from the SEBI to the public is called IPO. Okay. Now look at the definition. IPO is initial public offering, is a type of public offering because that company needs 10 crore to run the business. So they raise funds from the public. Recent example, Chemcon, okay, and Route Mobiles, and also Happiest Minds. All these companies are new companies. They need some capital to run their business. So they got permission from SEBI, and they got permission from SEBI, and they released IPOs. Okay, they released IPOs, and if yeah, we can buy IPOs and with our money, and yes, if the company performs good, we'll get profits. It's that simple. Okay, so what is FPO? FPO is nothing but follow on public offering. It's simple. It's just the next version of IPO. Imagine S Bank. Okay, S Bank recently raised FPO. FPO is nothing but for companies development, they first raise IPO to raise funds from the public and to run their business. FPO is nothing but they already raised IPO and they raised funds from the public and they run the business. And imagine that it's been 5 or 10 years that you have started your business and you were in loss. None of your employees are working good, and your product is not very attractive, and yeah, your business is in loss. Imagine that your business is in your loss after raising IPO, and yes, you want to again get some money from the public, and you got some new ideas to run your business, and you want to raise more money to cover up all these losses. So yeah, that company can again go to SEBI and register for FPO. FPO is nothing but follow on public offer. It's similar to IPO. They again try to raise funds from the public to cover their losses and to improve their business performance in future. S Bank did that recently. Okay. So yes, Rivani, you have raised your hand. What was your query?
Initially after the company, like they start the business, you told it would be a IPO, right?
Yes,
So
exactly.
yeah, again, you would generally they would say that you maintain those shares, right?
Yes.
So when would exactly be FPO used? I didn't get that.
FPO, like I said, imagine that business already raised IPO today, and 10 years later, when the business is not very effective and the business turns out to be a big failure, or when the business is in loss, so they will try to raise FPO. FPO is nothing but they again try to raise funds from the public to pay their debts, to pay their debts, and also to pay their debts, and also to raise funds and to develop their business again. It's that simple. Okay.
So what will happen to the IPO shares which they have done before? Like, is IPO continuation of IPO, or is it completely different again, or different process?
It's similar. Guys, please unmute. Guys, please mute yourself, guys. Everyone, please mute yourself. There is someone who is on mute. Vikram. No, not Vikram, sorry. All right, no problem. So FPO is very similar to IPO. So conditions are little different for FPO. Okay, because business is in already loss. Again, they want to raise funds from the public. So it's little different from IPO. IPO's initial public offering. That's the first time where they raise funds from the public and develop their business. If the business turns out to be a big failure, or if the business runs very bad, again they try to raise FPO with the permission. They get permission from the SEBI and they raise FPO. Again, they raise funds from the public to release their new product, and yes, to develop their business or to open new branches in different cities. That that is it's very simple to IP. It's very similar to IPO. So they raise funds to clear their debts and to develop their business. That's it. Now let's get on to the definition. FPO is another issue.
One second. Am I audible?
Yes.
So as you said, when they are starting a company, they will come with IPO, right? So
Yes.
like just I want to clarify it, and if I'm wrong, you can stop me.
Okay.
So first of all, a company will be a small group of people will start a company.
Exactly.
Okay, okay, and they will go to the funding to the investor, angel investor, something. So okay, who can invest into their company? So
Okay.
they will talk with some shares. Initially, those will be in physical form. Okay,
Okay.
and after some time, they want to expand their company, and they need more money. So no investor comes up with that much money, but it's already good company and it's running good. They have the faith that public will trust us and they will invest in us. So in that case, I think we'll go to IPO, right?
Yes. If
Yeah,
it's the first time, then it's IPO. If it's the
yeah.
second time, then it's FPO.
Yeah.
All right. I think everyone is good with this slide. And yes, please type yes. And there was a question from my phone. So basically, if any release FPO, that means that company is in trouble and we should stay away from those company. Not exactly. So you can also think that the company is releasing some new products or new interesting products, and yes, they don't have enough money. Like I told, it's not compulsory for a company to be in a loss to rise FPO. Okay, so they can also uh, you can also think about this possibility. They want to rise some new products, some interesting product, or some, yeah, they need more funds to do that, so they can rise FPO. They, yeah, I mean, they do not tell the exact reason behind the FPO, uh, but that comes in news. So it's not exactly the same. If they are if they are in loss, they rise FPO, or if they are in if they want to launch some new products, they can rise FPO. It's maybe that, maybe this. Okay. Can't I release multiple IPOs? No, nope. If the initial release will be called as IPO and the second release is called FPO. It's the second version of IPO. That's it. Perfect. All right. Let's get on to next slide. So is stock market trading a gambling? I think most of the people thinks this is correct, that they think stock market is gambling. So if you think stock market is gambling, type yes. If you if you don't think stock market is gambling, type no in the chat box. No, no from Veda, no from iPhone, no from Sunil, no from Srinivas. Oh my god. Lot many people are okay. All right. So stock market trading is not gambling. Okay, I'll explain you. Because yeah, gambling is nothing but we bet on something which we don't have control on it. Okay, we hope for luck, or we pray. If we pray for something, or if we bet on something where we don't have any control on that thing, so such type of things are called, comes under gambling. Okay, but when it comes to stock market, it's not actually gambling, because we have a feasibility of analyzing companies data and companies profit and loss and companies balance sheet and also companies growth. And yes, we can analyze the chart as well. I'll show you the chart. Yes, this is how the original stock, I mean chart looks like. So we have that, we'll be having the chart in front of us. We can analyze this and we can make investments. Okay, so stock market trading is not actually gambling, because gambling is something where we don't have any control over it, and we pray or we, I mean, yes, we pray or we bet on something. But stock market trading is not like that. We use our brain, we work, we analyze the charts, we look at the company's profit and loss screenshots, etc., and we trade. So stock market trading is not gambling. Okay, and yes, is stock market a good investment? Exactly, stock market is a very good investing. it, it investing in stocks is an excellent way to grow wealth. Okay, because you might have watched many news articles and also many newspapers, and also yeah, many YouTube videos, where all the videos or news articles will be telling you that so and so company's share price was just 10 rupees 10 years ago, and today it's in lakhs or some thousands. Yes, that news is true, because yes, if the company performs very good, if you invest some money in that company, your shares will fly. You'll become richer if the company performs well. Okay, so it's the best way to grow your wealth. Okay, and is everyone losing in the stock market? Nope, not everyone will lose money in the market. The one who works hard, the one who analyzes the chart, the one who looks for companies fundamentals, the one who follows perfect news, yes, they trade with their knowledge, so they don't lose money. Okay, not everyone will lose the money. The one who doesn't know anything, and yeah, they can lose the money. Now let's get on to Indian stock exchanges. So Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, Cochin Stock Exchange, Madras Stock Exchange, Calcutta Stock Exchange, Ahmedabad Stock Exchange, and Bangalore Stock Exchange. And there are many more stock exchanges in India, but among all these, we only trade on National Stock Exchange. Okay, so we call, when I call BSC, it is Bombay Stock Exchange, and when I call NSE, it's National Stock Exchange. And Bombay Stock Exchange is established in 1875, which is the oldest stock exchange not only in India but also in Asia. In total Asia, in entire Asia, Bombay Stock Exchange is the oldest stock exchange, and National Stock Exchange is established in 1992. You need not remember all the stock exchanges names. Just remember BSE and NSE. Okay, because most of the top rated companies in India got listed under BSE and NSE. Okay, and yes, BSE and NSE are like two different supermarkets or two different vegetable markets or two different. Yes, they are very similar. There is no difference between BSE and NSE. Okay, they are just two different markets where companies get listed under NSE and BSE. That's it. Okay, they are similar like more DMart. Exactly, they are similar like more DMart or Reliance Fresh. Similar. For example, if you want to buy some bananas, or if you want to buy a TV, you can go to more Mega Mart and buy the same TV, and you can also go to DMart and buy the TV. It's the same, but different markets. It's the same with stock exchanges also. BSE and NSE are two different stock exchange, but they are very similar. Are we good to move to next slide? Type yes if I'm clear. All right. What is an index? Index is nothing but, so yes, it's a group of some stocks which are categorized under single cluster to measure their combined performance. Now, don't get confused with the definition. I'll explain this with in a very similar manner, in a very simple manner. Okay. When you go to vegetable market, what do? You go to market with your bag. With your bag. What is the job of that bag? It carries vegetables, right? It carries tomatoes, onions, lady's finger, and many other vegetables. If you want, yeah, when you go to the market, you carry a bag with you to carry all the vegetables. It's similar. So when it comes to stock market scenario, index is like a bag. It's like a bag where it has different stocks. See, in vegetable market scenario, tomatoes, onions, and all other vegetables are different stocks. Okay. So in stock market scenario, index is like a bag where we can use index to hold different types of stocks. That's it. Okay. So now see, BSC indices. Indices is plural form of index, and BSC indices. BSC Sensex. Sensex is nothing but name of the bag. It's the name of the index. Okay. And it's a group of 30 companies. And Sensex 50 is nothing but group of 50 companies. Sensex next to 50 is nothing but group of next to 50 companies. And when it comes to NSE, NSE is National Stock Exchange, and Nifty 50, Nifty next 50, Nifty 100. All these are the I mean, Nifty 50 is a bag which holds 50 stocks, 50 companies. That's it. Okay. And Nifty Auto, Nifty Bank, Nifty FMCG, Nifty IT, Nifty Finance is nothing but Nifty Auto includes all automobile companies. Nifty Bank is nothing but Nifty. It's a bag. It's a bank. It's a bag where all banking companies like HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Axis Bank, IndusInd Bank, Bandhan Bank, all this comes under Nifty Bank. Okay. And FMCG. FMCG is fast moving consumer goods. And IT and Infosys and TCS, Wipro, all those companies comes under Nifty IT and Nifty Finance. So uh, yes, type yes if you know what is an index. If my explanation is clear, type yes. All right. Are we good to move to next slide? All right. So yes, that is an index. Index is nothing but a bag where we can it gives us a free feasibility of holding different stocks. That's it. So we'll be trading mostly on NSE stocks, and NSE has more stocks volume than BSE stocks. Okay. And guys, I forgot to tell one thing. Yes, Nifty 50 is nothing but 50 is top 50 companies in India. Nifty 50 has top 50, I mean uh, the top performing companies, the top 50 performing companies comes under Nifty 50. Sen BSC Sensex 30 is nothing but top 30 companies, top 30 performing companies in India get listed under Sensex. Okay, this number includes top performing. They are ranked. Okay. And yes, NSE has more stocks volume than BSE. Lot many companies got listed under NSE, so we mostly trade on NSE. And difference between investor and a trader. Okay, investor is nothing but long-term investment. Can also be called as delivery trader. Okay, so if you buy some stocks today and if you hold them until for years, then such type of investment is called such type of trader is called investor. Okay, buying today and holding those stocks for years, 5 years or 10 years. So such type of trader comes under investor, and we call them delivery trader. Okay. All right. There was some query. So ranked on what basis, volume or profit? Yeah, ranking will be done depending upon the company's performance, depending on company's products, and it depends on lot many things. It all depends on company's performance only. Most of the times they look for company performance, they look for company's products, they look for company's manufacture and a lot many things. So they judge, they rank the companies depending upon company's performance, and the top 50 companies comes under Nifty 50. If the companies are 30, they goes into Nifty 50, like that. And what will be the change daily based on their performance? Yes, companies will be track. I mean, they track. I mean, companies will be tracked daily by NSE and BSE. Okay, they value the company daily, and yes, few companies go out of Nifty 50 and new companies get listed under Nifty 50 daily. That happens daily. Okay, and stock growth is, I guess, what are come under company performance. Is it stock price? Yes. If the company performs well, stock price growth. Stock price will, I mean, it move upward. If the company's if the company performs bad, then the stock price of the company go down. I repeat, when the company performs good, stock price of the company move upward. I mean, you will be in profits. And if the company performs bad, the stock price of the company goes down and you will be in loss. Okay. So investment.
1 second.
Yes.
So
Sunil, you can put your
generally,
query in the chat box. I'll answer
okay.
then. Okay. Yeah. Let me finish this slide and answer all your questions. So investment is nothing but if someone buys shares today, and if he holds those if he holds if he holds those stocks or shares till 5 years or 10 years or 20 years, so such type of person is called investor, and such type of investment is called long-term investor or long-term investment. And they can also be called as delivery traders. Okay, remember this word, delivery trader, if the investment is long term. And trader is nothing but, trader is a stock market predictor, uses patterns and strategies. Okay, I'll explain patterns and also explain strategies in the upcoming sessions. Okay, and can make money on daily basis. Like I said, if it's an investment, you need to wait for 1 month or 1 year or 5 years to book your profits. But if you are a trader, you have a chance of making money on daily basis. And yes, only with a good knowledge. And benefits of being a trader. So traders has a flexibility of making money when the market is moving up, and also he has a flexibility of making money when the market is moving down also. Okay, don't get confused. I'll explain this in the next slide. Okay, and investors lose money during market crash, but traders can cut their losses. Okay, traders can cut their losses because they look at the chart, they analyze the chart as well, they look for patterns and strategies on the chart. So traders has a chance of cutting their losses when the market during the market crash. For example, during the March, market fell very badly. So during that time also, traders has a possibility of cutting their losses and can make profits. But the investors, they only look for companies data, and they go on to loss. So investors is long-term investment, and trader look for patterns and strategies, and they analyze the chart. And yes, we have a chance of cutting the losses during the market crash because we look for patterns and strategies on the chart. Okay, yes, I'm having few queries, I'll answer them. I think they are asking, what do you mean by performance? On what factors it is decided? Performance factors, okay, it might be depending upon the product they release. For example, iPhone. If Apple company release some new iPhone with very bad features, the stocks, I mean Apple stocks will fail badly because they release a new iPhone, and the performance of the new iPhone and the features which are included in that iPhone are very bad. So people don't like the new product, and obviously the price of the stock come down. So that's how they judge the company's performance. That is nothing but tracking the company's performance. Okay, And I guess stock growth is based on buying and selling of stocks, price variation done by stock market. And if company performs well, then investors invest in market. Investors invest because they provide dividend. Sunil, you're using lot many technical terms. No, I'll be explaining all these things in upcoming slides. If I explain all these things, it will be like a huge confusion for all of you.
No, yeah, and they were asking how the performance, like
Yeah,
stock growth, how happens. That
yeah,
I was
like
explaining. Yeah,
like I said, I already gave you the Apple example. There, imagine
yeah,
that they have released some new Apple mobile and with bad features. So people won't like that feature and they try to put some blame on the company. That that I mean the performance can be tracked in this way also. So there are a lot
Like,
many factors.
give me 1 second. Like, I'll try to answer how the stock growth increases. Okay, for example, how the company performance will be tracked is, if the company is doing good, they're releasing good products, then they will get benefit. Okay,
Yeah,
if they
yes.
get benefit, so we are investing in their company, so they should give dividend to us. So dividend is like,
Wait.
it's
Wait,
interest on.
Sunil. Don't
Yeah.
confuse with all your terms. I'll explain all these things later. Okay.
Okay.
Let
Okay.
me go with my slides now. Okay.
Okay.
Do not bring dividend and all these things now. It will be confusing. All right, guys. Let's get on to next slide. Yeah, like I said, I'll be explaining traders has a flexibility of making money when the market is moving up, and they'll be also having flexibility of making money when the market is moving down as well. Because let's get on to the chart. Before that, I'll explain with one example. Imagine that you had a phone, you bought a new phone, and you want to, I mean, you did not like that phone. Okay, and you sell your mobile to your neighbor or someone else for 20,000. Imagine that you bought a new mobile, but you urgently need some money. You don't want to use that mobile because you need some money, and you sold that mobile to your friend or to your neighbor at 20,000. Okay, now after a month, during Dasara or some Diwali offers, you again bought the same mobile in offer at 15,000. Okay, in this scenario, you sold your mobile at 20,000 first and then bought the same mobile in Dasara or Diwali offers at 15,000 only. You got 5,000 discount there. So in this scenario, you got 5,000 profit, right? You sold your mobile at high price and you bought the same product at the low price. Okay. So this scenario uh, this scenario is applicable to stock market as well. So when the market is moving down, see, uh, here the market is moving down. So in such type of scenarios, you can sell at high price. You need to first make sell position. Okay, you need to sell at this point. Look at the y-axis at the chart. You have like you can see 360, 350, 340. All this is nothing but it's the price of the stock. Okay, so it's 350 here. So if you expect that price gonna go down after analyzing, and you can make first sell position. You can sell at high price at 340. Later, imagine that there was some Dasra or Diwali offer in your example, which I have gave. Now see, now the same stock is available at 317. You sold at high price and you bought back the same product at low price at 317. So in our example, you sold at high price first and bought back at low price. You bought back the same product at low price at 15,000. In that scenario, you got 5,000 profit. In stock market scenario, you will get 17, I mean, how many points from 350 to 317? You will get 33 points. You will get 37 points, sorry, 33, sorry. You will get 33 points profit in such type of scenarios. Okay. I'll teach you how to analyze the chart little later. It's just an example. So you can sell first and buy later in stock market, or you can buy first and sell later. Okay. So you can do two things. When the market is moving up, you should buy first. You should buy first and sell later. When the market is moving down, you should sell first. You should sell at high price and buy back at low price. Okay. To make that, you need to see, if you click on yes, that means you are selling first at high price and you need to buy back at low price. If you are clicking on buy, it means you are buying first and selling later. Okay. Hope I'm very clear with my explanation. Type yes if you allow me to move forward. It can, sorry, it can do this for intraday. Yes, short selling is only for intraday. Intraday trading, I'll tell you what is intraday little later. Okay. And yes, buying scenario. How do you draw these lines? Very simple. Go to the chart and select pencil icon here. And yeah, drawing tool will come up.
No.
Select.
I was asking about this is like you have from the start till the end and the middle somewhere you are drawing the lines. But how can you predict it for the future?
You can do it. You can analyze the past data and you can predict the future. Okay. Example. You go. Example. Yes, interview. You go for interview. What? How do they take you? How do they give you the job? They look for your past performances. They look for your what? They look for your 10th record. They look for your intermediate record. They look for your, yeah, lot many things. They look for your knowledge, what you have studied. They look for all your past records and they analyze your past record. They test you and they take in because they expect that you're gonna perform well because your past records are good, right? In the similar way, we should be analyzing previous charts. You should be analyzing the previous data of the previous performances of the chart, and we can predict future. It's as simple as that. Hope I'm very clear.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
All right. So buying scenario, I already told in buying scenario, we buy first and sell later. And in selling scenario, we sell first and buy later. Okay. And buyers try to buy at low price and sell them at high price. I already explained this in vegetable market scenario. We bargain and we try to buy at low price. And seller is vendor. So seller try to sell at high price and buy back at low price. Okay. Any confusion? Can I move forward? Type yes if everyone is okay. Good. All right. All right. So types of trading. This is very important slide. So types of trading: intraday trading, swing trading, and long-term trading. Intraday trading is nothing but buying and selling. Can be, imagine that you bought some stocks in the morning and you sold them in the afternoon. Okay. So such type of trading is called intraday trading. You bought in the morning and you sold them in the evening. Okay. And swing trading is nothing but trading done for few weeks or months. Okay. If trading is done on the same day, such type of trading is called intraday. And if trading is done for weeks or months, such type of trading is called swing trading. Imagine that you bought some stocks today and you sold it next week. So such type of trading is called swing trading. And long-term investment. Long-term investment is nothing but buying today. Guys, please mute yourself. Bharatwaj, please mute yourself.
Sorry.
All right. So long-term investment. Long-term investment is nothing but buying today and sticking onto your stocks till few more years and selling them after 10 years or 15 years or 20 years. So such type of investment is called long-term investment. And they're also called as delivery traders. Okay. Hope I'm very clear with intraday, swing, and long-term. Okay. All right. So story of Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is an American investor and he born on August 30, 1930. He used to sell newspapers and stamps during his childhood, and he started investing in market at the age of 11. We are at 24, 23, and we don't know anything. It's a shame for us. So yeah, he started investing at the age of 11, and he paid his first income tax at the age of 17. See, we are paying income tax at the age of, after completing our engineering, we are paying our taxes at the age of 22 or 23. But Warren Buffett paid his first income tax at the age of 14 only. And his favorite book, The Intelligent Investor by Benjamin Graham, and he used to earn more than his teachers during his college. And he bought Hathaway Textile Company shares at $7. Look at this. He bought the shares at $7, and present value of the share is 3,14,000. See, that's how. If the company performs well, if the company performs good, if the company is doing good, then the value of the shares increases from, like, it increased from 7 to 3,14,000. That's how the price of the shares increases. And yes, if you buy if you buy shares of such type of companies, yes, you will be in lot many profits. And Coca-Cola, Gillette, IBM, American Express, and Philips, all these companies, I mean, Warren Buffett has shares in all these companies, and he still lives in old house and use normal cars because I told he is richest. He is the richest. He is among the top 10 richest persons in the world. Even though he uses old car and he lives in old home, because he uses all the profits to invest again. And he, yes, he just goes on building his wealth. He don't waste his savings or profit on luxury things. Okay, so that's how now he got listed under top 10 richest persons. Okay, and these are all the excellent quotes by Warren Buffett. You can search them on internet as well. We are running out of time, so I'm gonna skip this slide. I'll be sending this slide in the group, no worries. So yes, books to be read by every trader and movies to be watched by every trader. I already sent this slide yesterday in the evening, so I'm gonna send this slide again. So when you find some free time, please watch these movies. And yes, if you are a good reader, or if you are an enthusiast, if you are a novel enthusiastic, then you can pick up these books that will improve your trading style. Okay, and who are buyers and who are sellers? Okay, buyers push the price up. First I will read the lines. First I will read all these three lines, then I will explain. Okay, buyers push the price up. If there are more buyers in the market, the price moves up. Okay, example, you went to a market, you went to tomato market, you went to vegetable market, and there are only 1 kg of tomatoes available. Okay, but there are 10 people who want to buy those 1 kg of tomato. What will vendor do? Because there is a lot of demand for tomatoes, there is only 1 kg of tomatoes, but there are more number of people who want those things. Eventually the vendor increases the price of the tomatoes because there is a lot of demand over there. Similar way, when there are more number of buyers in the market, the price moves up. Okay, and when price moves up heavily, such market is called bullish market. Okay, and sellers push the price down. If there are more sellers in the market, the price moves down. Same example, imagine that you went to vegetable market, and there are 100 kgs of tomatoes, but only 10 people went to the market to buy tomatoes. But the quantity is huge, tomatoes are available. Okay, they are plenty, but but only 2 to 10 people went to the market to buy them. So in such scenarios, the vendors try to come down, they try to decrease the price and sell. They want to sell the price, they want to sell their tomatoes. That's how it works in stock market as well. So if there are more sellers in the market, the price moves down. And when the price moves down heavily, such market is called bearish market. Okay, so like I told, it's a fight between buyers and sellers. Okay, let's get on to the chart. I'll delete all these things and see here price moved down. So such market is called bearish market. Here price moved up. So such market is called bullish market. Okay, and yes, this is bull and this is bear. Okay, bull fights with his opponents with his horns. He, I mean, bull attacks the opponent with horns and lift the animal up and throw away. So when the price moves up, with this reference, we call it bullish market. And look at the bear. Bears pull the I mean, bears fights with his opponents by pulling the opponent to the down. Okay, so with this reference, we call bearish market when the market goes down. Okay, hope I'm very clear. If I'm clear, please type yes. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the chat box. Please type yes if I'm very clear. All right. Let's get on to next slide. So prerequisites for trading. So you need to have Demat account. Demat account is nothing but a online stock broker account, which is this one, Kite by Zerodha. I already sent invitation link in the group, so you can use this. You can use that link and open Demat account. This is online stockbroker Demat account. Okay, we'll buy or sell shares using this account only. Okay, so everyone should have Demat account to buy or sell shares. We should be to buy. We need to click on buy. To sell, we need to click on sell. I'll explain all these terms little later. Okay, what is cover order, bracket order, aim order, regular order, and SL, SLM. I'll explain all these things little later. But yes, one need to have Demat account, online stock broker account to trade, and trading account, and of course money. You need to have money loaded in your account to trade. Okay, because you need to be buying shares with the exchange of your money. And yes, to open a Demat account, one should have PAN card, Aadhaar card, and phone number to be linked with Aadhaar card, and bank account with checkbook. Okay, or you can upload bank statement as well. So these are the things one need to be having to open a Demat account, to open a stock broking account. Okay, and top most stock brokers in the current market: Zerodha, Upstocks, and Angel Broking. Okay, and they all charge less brokerage, and they are all SEBI registered. Okay, SEBI is nothing but Securities Exchange Board of India. And like I said, we'll be using online broker trading account, right? We use broker, so we need to pay something if we are in profits. We should also pay him some money if we are in loss as well, because he is the mediator for us. Okay, if someone in older days, when someone wants to buy shares of some companies, they need to go to Mumbai. They need to go to fill up a form with NSE or BSE, and that's how they buy shares of some companies in older days. But now it's online, so we use stock brokers online. So these brokers act as intermediates. They are the mediators. Okay, they are the mediators between companies and us. So when we want to buy some shares of some companies, we need to use these broking accounts. So they help us to buy. I mean, the process is online. So brokers interact with the companies and they help us to buy shares when we click on buy. So like I said, broking account is a mediator. He's like a broker. So we need to pay some money to the broker. In real scenario, if someone wants to buy a new house, so we cannot find new houses all over. So we need to hire a broker for that. So broker helps us to find new house. And after buying new house, we need to give some money to the broker because he helped us. He was a mediator between us and the new house owner. So yes, this Demat account, online trading account is nothing but he acts like a broker or a mediator. So we need to pay some money for him after trading, once the trading is done. Okay. And yes, hope I'm clear with this slide. Let's get on to next slide. Zerodha. Okay, Zerodha has more features for traders. I use Zerodha. And Coinbase Zerodha is an app for mutual funds. If someone is interested in investing in mutual funds, they can also download Coin app from Play Store and invest in mutual funds. And Zerodha charges 0.00325% or 40 rupees per trade, whichever is lower. Okay. So example, you bought shares of the company in the morning and you sold them in the evening. In that scenario, imagine that you earned 5,000 rupees. Okay. Now Zerodha will charge 0.00325% of 5,000 or 40 rupees per trade, whichever is lower. Okay. Because those are brokerage charges. Guys, please mute Srivani, Samuel. Please mute yourself. All right. Thank you. So yes, Zerodha. Zerodha has someone has raised their hand.
Yeah, hi. So I just missed the previous slide. Was that important?
Your audio is very bad. So can you please type?
I just missed the
or...
previous slide.
Okay, previous slide. Okay, it's all about trading account. Okay, I spoke about trading account. I spoke about this broker. All right, I'll explain you this. You can contact me. We are running short of time, so I'll be moving little fast. I'll explain you a little later, okay? Or you can watch the recorded video. Anyway, I'll be uploading this video into the YouTube and I'll be sending you the link. All right. So concept of leverage. Leverage is nothing but leverage helps us to trade with more capital than we have. For example, we had only 10,000, but we want to invest more money in the market because after analyzing the market, you were pretty sure that the market will compulsory go up. So you want to buy the shares of some company through the broker. Now, in this scenario, you had only 10,000, but you want to invest more money. So in such type of scenarios, brokers helps you to trade with more money. So that type of scenario is called concept of leverage. Okay. For example, let's get on to the charts. Now see, the price of Adani Ports is 353. Okay. Adani Ports is 353. Now I click on buy. Imagine that I'm expecting that the market will move up from here. So I want to buy, but I had only less money. Now let's come on to this scenario. Now see, this quantity is nothing but one share. So the price is showing 70 rupees here, but the price is trading at 353, right? Broker is showing Adani Ports share value is trading at 353, but broker is asking only 70 rupees for us to trade on that stock. This is nothing but leverage. Leverage is nothing but broker gives flexibility for us to trade with more money. If we don't have more money also, he gives us more money using such concept or such scenario is called leverage. So with just 10K, leverage helps us to take worth of more than 10K shares. Okay. And leverage works in both ways. It increases our profits and as well as losses as well. If the market moves in your direction, the market moves according to your analysis, then it's like more profits for you. If it moves against you, then it will give you more losses because you're using brokers' money there, using leverage. So that will hurt you if the market goes in reverse direction. And right amount of leverage is good, and otherwise it is horrible. And yes, leverage is only for intraday trading. For long-term investment and for swing trading, you cannot take leverage. Okay. Let me show you that. Now see, you can able to see intraday and long-term here on the screen. When I select long-term, and when I select long-term, now see the margin required is showing 353.30. Here the price is also trading at 353.30. But when I select intraday, concept of leverage plays a role here. Now the price of the share has become only 70 rupees. Okay, so that's how the leverage works. You can buy the shares at low price than the shares are trading it. Okay, they, that's how the leverage works. I'm expecting that everyone got this point. If everyone is very clear with what is leverage, type yes, then I'll move forward. Then I'll move to next slide. Type yes if I'm clear with leverage. All right. Awesome. So market timings. Yes, market will open at 9:15 a.m. and it will stay till 3:30 p.m. in the evening. Okay, and Monday to Friday, Saturday and Sunday is market holidays. And if you forget to close your position, so when I say position, it's like you made a buy position in the morning and you selected intraday here. Imagine that you made a buy position in the morning and you selected intraday. Like I said, intraday trading is nothing but buying in the morning, and buying and selling should be done on the same day if you select intraday. Okay, such type of trading is called intraday trading. And imagine that you made a buy position in the morning and you forgot to sell. Okay, in such type of scenarios, broker will sell your positions. Okay, so if you forgot to close your positions before 3:30 p.m. in an intraday trading, your broker will automatically trigger your order and charge extra 40 rupees. Because you forgot to do that, you need to pay penalty. Okay, sorry. So you should not forget to close your positions. Okay, and market active timings. So good time to trade is 9:15 to 11:30. And 11:30 to 1:30, in most of the scenarios, market will move in sideways, and 1:30 to 3:30 is the next good time to trade on. Okay, all right. So what are trends? Types of trends: uptrend, side trend, and downtrend. Look at this emojis. When the market moves up, we call it uptrend, or we can call it as a bullish market. Okay, so when the market moves in sideways, this is a sideways market. So when the market moves in sideways, we can call it as a side trend. And when the market moves in downward direction, we can call it as downtrend. Let's get on to the charts. Yes. Now see, this is downtrend or bearish. This is uptrend, or we can call it as a bullish market. Now see, this is a sideway. So this is called side trend or sideway market. Okay, this is sideway. Okay, hope I'm very clear. So uptrend is when the price moves forming higher highs. Such trend is called uptrend. When I call it higher high, look at here. See, this is the first high it made, and this is the second high, and this is the third high. Okay, see, it made higher highs, 1, 2, 3. So when the price moves making higher highs, such market is called bullish market, and we can also call it as an uptrend. So when the price moves forming lower lows, see, it made first low here and second low here and third low here. When it moves forming lower lows, such market is called downtrend or bearish market. Okay, that's it. Hope I'm clear. Are you getting? Guys, please type yes if you're good with all the previous slides. If you have any doubts, you can put them into the chat box. All right. Now, yes, this slide is very important, guys. Types of markets. We have 4 different types of market. Among them, one is equity market. We call it equity segment or cash segment. Cash, C-A-S-H. Few people call it as a cash market, or they'll call it as a equity market. And the other market is futures and options, which It can be called as NFO segment. It comes under NFO segment. And commodity market. Commodity market is MCX segment. Okay. MCX is multi commodity exchange. Okay. And Forex market. Forex market is nothing but trading currency pairs, which is nothing but USD and INR. So USD is United States dollar versus INR is Indian rupee. So trading such type of pairs comes under Forex market. Guys, give me a minute. I need to drink some water. Okay, all right, I'm back. Thanks for your time. And yes, equity is the safest market for any level of trader. Equity is the safest market. I'll explain you why. And as a beginner, one should be away from F&O. F&O is futures and options. And one should be away from F&O market at least for 3 months. And F&O has lots, and it's very volatile. F&O is very volatile. Volatile is nothing but it moves heavily. I'm so sorry, guys. And commodity market has crude oil, and trading crude oil or gold or silver or natural gas and copper, lead, all these things comes under commodity market. Okay, we can also trade on commodity as well. The advantage of commodity market is market opens at 9 a.m. in the morning and stays till 11:30 p.m. in the evening. So it's a huge advantage for working professionals and students. So once our work is done at 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., you can go home, you can analyze the market, and you can trade on commodities. You can trade on crude oil, gold, silver, natural gas, lot many things. After having your dinner, if you find some time, you can analyze market and you can earn money before sleeping. Okay, that's the advantage with commodity markets. So crude oil, gold, silver, natural gas, all these things comes under commodity market. And equity market is nothing but Nifty 50 stocks. See, all these are Nifty 50 stocks, and these are Nifty next 50 stocks. All the stocks comes under equity segment. Futures and options is another concept. I'll explain you in next sessions about this. And Forex is currency exchange trading. Like I told, trading USD and INR pairs, or euros, trading euros and INR pairs. All this comes under Forex market. And Forex market is open 24/7. You can trade anytime once you master Forex trading. Okay. So commodity stays from 9 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. in the evening, and Forex stays, Forex market is live 24/7, Monday to Friday. Okay. That's it about Forex and types of trading. Now here comes the interesting topic, types of trading. So there are two types of trading. One is indicator trading and the other is price action trading. Indicator trading is nothing but, let's get onto the charts. Let me delete all these things and say, click studies here and type moving average, MOVING average. I select this moving average from studies. Studies, go to studies and search for moving average and select moving average and select 200. Okay. And I would like to change the color of the line to blue color and I'll click on done. Now see, once I go to studies and once I add moving average, that moving average line comes onto the screen. That means this moving average line is nothing but, when I put value as 200, it's nothing but it's the average price of previous 200 candles. Imagine that these are all the 200, you should imagine that there are 200 candles and the average price of those 200 candles will form a line, and such line is called moving average line. Okay, so indicator trading is nothing but broker provides us all these indicators. All these indicators will be under studies section, and we need to use these indicators while trading. Okay, so indicator trading is nothing but trading on indicators. Like, say, it will give us buy and sell signals. So when the price, let's get on to 10 minutes. All right. Now see, the price is nothing but the candle movement. Okay, this is candle. I'll explain you what is candle in next slide. So when the price moves above 200 moving average, see it crossed, the candles crossed 200 moving averages here. So it's like the price gonna move up. Once it breaks moving average and goes up, it has a possibility of moving upward. So such type of trading is called indicator trading. We use all the indicators from the studies section provided by the broker, and we trade on depending on indicators. Okay, so trading on indicators is called indicator trading, and indicator trading is nothing but we need to go to studies and select all these are different types of indicators. I'll be explaining you only few indicators which are really important. All these are bullshit. We need not to use all these things. Use only things which are necessary. Okay, I'll be teaching only necessary things. I'll not waste your time with all shitty indicators. So you need to add important indicators, and once the candle price crosses and moves upward, then there is a possibility of market moving upward. So you can make buy position here at 333. Look at my y-axis. It's 332. You can make buy position here, and it moved till 353. You can sell off there. All this movement will be your profits. Okay. See, again, it crossed and it came at the bottom. So you can make sell position first here at 351 at high price, and you can buy back at low price at 312. So all this will be your profits. So that's how you should be trading. Now see, it broke upward and it moved upward. It broke downward, it moved downward. It broke upward, went upward. It broke downward, downward. So depending on indicators, this is called indicator trading. See, it broke upward here. It broke upward and it moved upward. And say it broke downward and it came down. So in this scenario, you need to sell first and buy back later. In this scenario, you should buy first and sell back later and sell later. So this is bullish moment, and we can call it as uptrend. This is bearish moment, we can call it as downtrend. And this is sideway market. This is all sideway. Okay. Hope I'm very clear with indicator trading. Just please type yes if you got what is an indicator and what is an indicator trading. Hi Venki, sorry for interrupting. Due to some urgent work, I'm leaving this meeting. Where can I find the links? Srinivas, I'll be sending you the link. No worries. I'll be sending you the recorded video. Okay. Guys, other guys, please type yes if everyone is clear with what is an indicator and how do we use indicators and how do we buy or sell using indicators. All right, amazing. So such type of trading is called indicator trading. And yes, let's get on to the definition. Indicator trading is nothing but trading based on indicators and not very much reliable. Okay, and it gives false signals few times. I'll show you that. Now see, false signals, like I told, here it broke upward, but it not give such a big movement. It again went down, and it was moving in a sideway market here. Okay, so it gives false signals few times. It will not give great profits if you only depend on indicators. Okay, you need to do other technical analysis. You need to do price action, like I mentioned, price action trading. Okay, you need to do price action trading to get more accurate good signals. Okay, so indicators gives you false signals, and price action technique is most reliable strategy for trading in stock market. That is what I'm going to teach you guys in later sessions. And trading based on patterns and horizontal levels, uh, nothing but support and resistance. I'm going to teach you support and resistance in the later session. And best trading for, best indicator for trading is price and its action or behavior. Okay, price action is nothing but, oh wait, price action. Okay, price action is nothing but, wait, I need to delete all these things. Guys, please mute yourself. Okay, price action trading is nothing but trading on, I already mentioned in the definition, trading on patterns and strategies is called price action. Okay, so now see, this looks like a pattern, right? See, market came from the bottom and it formed a pattern here. It formed an amazing pattern here. Okay, this is nothing but a consolidation phase. Okay, when the market forms patterns and when the market comes out of patterns, the moment will be more, it will move more upward. So we need to, I mean, there are lot many patterns, and I'll be explaining you how to make entry, when to make entry, when to avoid entries, and how to use indicators as confirmations. And I'll be teaching you all the strategies to make money on daily basis. Okay, I'm gonna teach, like say, this is also a pattern. This is also a pattern. Now see, market came from the bottom and it formed a pattern. And once it came came out of the pattern, look at the move. So we need to be waiting for the pattern to break. You should be making buy position once the breakout happens. And yes, the market moves upward once it comes out of a pattern. So such type of trading is called price action trading. Guys, that's just a demo. There is lot more things in price action. I'll be teaching all those things in later sessions. If you guys are really interested, I'm gonna host another session tomorrow and Sunday as well. I'm gonna teach long-term investment strategies and intraday trading strategies and also commodities. I'm also gonna teach you, yeah, what is price action and how to read charts and how to place orders using Zerodha. I'm gonna teach you lot many things. If you guys are interested, you can message me. I'm gonna host another sessions on Saturday and Sunday as well. I mean, tomorrow and after tomorrow as well. And yes, best indicator for trading is price and its action or behavior. Okay, so price action is king, and indicator tradings are nothing but they'll give you false signals few times. So do not depend on indicators. All right. So types of analysis. I already told you there'll be two types of analysis. One is fundamental analysis and another is technical analysis. And fundamental analysis is trading depending upon news or trading depending upon company's profits or company's balance sheet or trading depending upon the company's data is called fundamental trading. I'll go on with definition. This type of trading is based on company's profits, balance sheets, and company's performance in particular quarter or company's operations or company's products, news, etc. So imagine that early in the morning around 7 or 8 a.m. you watched news, and imagine that Infosys was in a news telling that the quarterly results of Infosys were so much high. And yes, if such type of news comes out, then the stock price of that company will be moving upward on that day, on that particular day. So all the traders will try to buy shares of Infosys immediately once the market opens at 9:15 a.m. and they book some profits. So such type of trading is called such type of analysis is called fundamental analysis. I repeat. So trading on companies' data, companies' profits, companies' balance sheets, companies' particular quarter results, or companies' operations. So trading on news. So such type of analysis comes under fundamental analysis. And technical analysis is nothing but which I have shown, like adding moving averages, using these indicators, and yes, using patterns and strategies. All this comes under technical analysis. So chart analysis comes under technical analysis. This is how we are nothing but traders. So how we trade. And this type of analysis helps us to forecast the future direction of the price or based on chart patterns, candlesticks, etc. Okay. It's already 11:30. I need at least 10 minutes from now so that I'll be done with the session. Hope it won't affect all your day's plans. Please type yes if you're gonna stay for another 15 minutes. All right, okay. All right. Cool. So technical analysis is nothing but this is how we trade, and this type of analysis helps us to forecast future direction. Like I said, Rohit asked me, how do you expect future price? Like I said, how do in an interview, how do the interviewer judges and how do analyze our he analyzes our 10th record, engineering record, and also intermediate marks. He also look at our our knowledge. So based on our past performances, he expect that we gonna do well in their companies as well. So he hire us and give us salary. In the same way, looking at the previous data, we'll be predicting the future of stock market. We need to be doing chart analysis. We need to be doing it. We need to be looking at charts, and we need to be analyzing the charts to expect the future moment. Okay, it's very simple. Anyway, I'm gonna teach you that. Cool. So it helps us to predict the price movement in advance. Okay, so if we get to know that, we'll make buy positions and sell positions according to the price action and book profits. Okay, now candlestick. Okay, this is an important slide. A candle is a byproduct of fight between buyers and sellers. Okay, let's get onto the chart. See, when I select 10-minute here, this is the time frame. Okay, when I select 10 minutes here, okay, when I select 10 minutes here, each candle is 10-minute candle. Okay, now see, look at the time in x-axis. It shows 3:15, right? So it records market movement from 3:15 to 3:25. Okay, now see, the next candle opened at 3:25. 3:25 to it will stay till 3:35. Okay, so when I select 10-minute, that means each candle is of 10 minutes. When I select 5-minute, each candle will form for 5 minutes. Okay, so when the candle is in green color, that means more number of buyers coming into the market. When the candle is in red color, that means more number of sellers coming into the market. So see here, there is green color candles. That means more number of buyers came to the market. So when there will be a red color candle, that means more number of sellers came to the market. Okay, so these are the candles, and if you select the time frames, it will form according to your time frame. If I select 1 hour time frame, then each candle will be formed for 1 hour. Now say I'm able to say this is 1 hour candle. It formed from 9:15. Look at the bottom time. It will be formed from 9:15 to 10:15, and next candle will open at 10:15. Look at the time at the bottom. So each candle will be of 1 hour. If I select 1 hour, if I select 5 minutes, each candle will be of 5 minutes. Okay, and yes, if the buyers are strong, green color candlestick is formed, and if the sellers are strong, red color candlestick is formed. Okay, and structure of candlestick. So this will be this is the structure of candlestick, and this is low of candlestick, and this is high of candlestick, and this is also low of the candlestick, and this is the high of the candlestick. Now see, when the price moves up, it will open at the bottom and close at the top. Okay, because buyers are nothing but they try to push the price up, so it will open at the bottom and it will move up. Okay, sellers are nothing but red candle, red, like I told, when the candle color is red color, it means the price is going down. So down is nothing but it will open at the top and it will move at the down, it will close at the down. So when it's moving down, open will be at the top, close will be at the bottom. And when the price moves upward direction, Open will be at the bottom and close will be at the top. Okay. It's not really important to remember open and close. It's not really important. Cool. So I'm just explaining. So when when there is a buying pressure, green color candle will be formed, and open will be at the bottom and close will be at the top. Okay. And high is nothing but the price moved from here. Later sellers came and they pushed the price down. So it got closed here in particular time frame. Okay. And open is nothing open. So it got opened here and closed here. Okay. So in when red color forms, it means sellers are coming to the market. It means price will open at the top and it will close at the bottom. It moves down. Okay. Any doubts? Any doubts till now? Guys, do you have any doubts regarding candlesticks? All right. So time frames. I already explained you time frames. Okay. And yes, it's better to hang out with people better than you. Okay. There was an amazing quote from Warren Buffett, or I don't really remember the name. He says that uh, if you hang out with 10 stupid people, then you will be the 11th stupid person. But if you hang out with 10 good people, you will be the next good people. You will be the next good person. Okay. In the same way, if you if you trade with all with the similar minded people, or if you be in a similar, if you spend time with similar kind of people, with the person having the same type of goals like you, then you will be the next person developing yourself. Okay. So this is a quote that I liked it the most. It's better to hang out with people better than you. So pick out associate whose behavior is better than yours, and you will drift in the direction. So I'm going to create a trading community in which all the people will be with the same goal. The goal is nothing but we'll be analyzing the market, we'll be buying and selling, we'll be buying at low price and we'll be selling at high price. We'll be looking at the fundamentals of the companies. We'll be looking at the technicals of the companies. So we all will be with the similar mindset that our main goal is to make profits from the market. So if you hang out with these type of people, you will be the next person who gonna make money from the market. Who you will be the next person who you're gonna be earn money and you're gonna improve yourself. Okay. So that is the reason I have mentioned this quote here. So if you hang out with the people who are better than you, you will be the next person who will learn from them, and you will drift in that direction. Okay. Someone has a question here. Why are you why are you sorry, that why we are with you, Venki? Oh my god. Thank you, Ashokana. All right. So this is the end of our session. This is the end. So I'm going to create a trading community with similar minded people with similar goals, helping you out with all the trading strategies and with all the fundamentals, news updates related to stocks. And yes, I'm going to explain you intraday trading strategies, swing trading strategies, and commodity trading strategies. All those will be held tomorrow. I'm going to let you know the timings tomorrow by the WhatsApp group. So if you guys are interested, yes, you can message me personally, or you can put a message in the group. I'll be contacting you. And when you start your trading, it's been 2 years. I have been looking into the market, knowing about all these things, looking at the charts. Yeah, I have spent many hours during this lockdown. That helped me the most. Any other queries regarding intraday or swing or long-term investments or indicator, price action trading, candlesticks, or types of trends or market hours? Any doubts? Do you have any other doubts? You can ask me here, or you can message me. If you guys are ready for tomorrow, please type yes. That is also a free session. I'm going to teach you one strategy for free.